Hello, my name is Juliana Sofia Silva Guerrero, and I'm going to talk about the cell in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. The cell is the basic structural and functional units of all living things. The cells are complex and highly organized. Cells possess the ability to replicate, and cells obtain energy, and cells interact with the environment. All cells share three basic structural features. The plasma membrane. This is to surround the cell and act as a border or boundary with the outside environment. Cytoplasm is a mixture of a jelly-like fluid and a variety of structures called organelles. There are suspensed in it. And then we have the DNA, that is the form of segments called genes. It stores information to make new cells and all internal organs. Cells can be prokaryotic or eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cells are found only in bacteria and archaea. This type of cells were the first organisms on the planet. They are characterized by being unicellular and lacking a nucleus and other membrane clothes. Eukaryotic cells from the structure or protists, fungi, plants, and animals. These cells are much complex than prokaryotics, and the eukaryotic cells have a nucleus. The prokaryotic cells, they are more bacteria and all that. And remember that the bacteria is not alive. Okay, so here we have an example of the eukaryotic. Here we have the nucleus, and here is the prokaryotic, and this is the eukaryotic. So these are the examples.
Hello, my name is Bárbara Valentina Medina de León. I'm from group 201, and I'm going to explain the characteristics of living things. All living things are made of some particular characteristics. The first characteristics they have is they are made of one or more cells. All living organisms are made of cells. Some living beings are made of a single cell called unicellular. Other organisms are called multicellular because they have many cells. In unicellular we have bacteria, and in multicellular we have all animals and humans. Another characteristic of living things is that they have a metabolism. The term metabolism refers to chemical reactions transforming molecules to sustain life. Some examples of metabolism is birds that they eat to obtain energy. A third characteristic is that they maintain homeostasis, the maintenance of internal conditions within a relatively constant rate. Like lizards, they are a clear example of animals that have homeostasis. 4. They respond to the stimuli. Living organisms can perceive and react to changing conditions outside themselves. This ability enables them to adjust and respond to the change. With an example, we have when the temperature drops in North America, the monarch butterfly undertakes a migration to warmer climates in the forest of Michoacán. Another characteristic is that they possess DNA as their genetic material. The information of all known life forms is contained within a molecule called deoxyribonucleic acid or DNA. Acid's characteristics is that they grow. They occur set of changes that occur in an organism until it reaches the adulthood. Reproduce is when an individual transmits information to their offspring, generating new living beings with the same characteristics. And the last characteristic is that they evolve. How populations of organisms change over the time to better adapt to their environment. Now I'm going to explain the Correct. The difference between an eukaryotic cell and a prokaryotic cell. A prokaryotic cell are found only in bacteria and archaea. Eukaryotics from the structure of proteins, fungi, plants, and animals. A prokaryotic cells are between 1 and 2 micrometers in diameter, while an eukaryotic cell are in range in diameter from 10 to 100 micrometers. A prokaryotic cell is has a simple internal structure, while an eukaryotic is a more complex internal structure. A prokaryotic cell doesn't have a nucleus, while the eukaryotic cell has a nucleus. A prokaryotic cell it can only be unicellular, while the eukaryotic cell it can be unicellular and multicellular.
Hello, my name is Fernanda Yamal Contreras Niño, and today I'm going to talk about the history of the microscope and the cell theory. The microscope is a tribute to human creativity and the need to see better. Thanks to this invention, it has been possible to satisfy the curiosity to observe tiny worlds and explore the secrets of life by studying cells. In ancient times, visibility was constrained to the naked eye. However, in the 1st century, Seneca discovered that by using a transparent spherical container filled with water, it was possible to observe small things. This idea led to the creation of simple magnifying glasses. Over the few centuries, it became possible to mount small spherical fragments of transparent minerals into lens-like metal structures to help with vision problems. Robert Hooke, who designed a microscope made up of 3 lenses, the instrument consisted of 4 tubes inside a 15 centimeters long cylinder. He used a small biconvex ocular lens at the top, then a convex flat field lens, and finally another biconvex lens at the end of the tube to improve the quality of the images. Also, Anton Leeuwenhoek was a master of making spherical lenses of exceptional quality, which he placed between 2 metal plates filled with adjustable screws that allowed him to focus the specimens that he wanted to study. Now I'm going to talk about the cell theory. The cell theory has been one of the most significant generalizations in biology. This theory proposed that all living things, regardless of their differences, have in common that they are made up of cells. This theory was proposed by Matthias Schleiden, Theodor Schwann, and Rudolf Virchow, and is based on the observation of Robert Hooke and Anton Leeuwenhoek, among others. As we revealed above, Robert Hooke is credited with being the first to observe the cell, but he actually observed dead cells. Almost 200 years after Leeuwenhoek observed the first living cells, several scientists proposed that all living things, from clover to human beings, are composed of cells.
Hello, my name is Valentina Arenas, and I'm going to explain you that hemostasis. Hemostasis is the ability of living beings to maintain their internal conditions stable. Regardless of external condition, it is a psychological system that constantly detects and corrects change in the environment that could affect internal systems. Claude and Louis Pasteur discussed this concept in the 19th century, but it was in 1929 that Walter Cannon coined the term homeostasis to describe these regulatory mechanisms which work to negative feedback. The levels of organization. The human body is organized at different levels, from atoms to complex systems such as the digestive or respiratory system. Atoms join together to form molecules, which form organelles inside cells. Cells group together to form tissues, which build organs. Organs work together in systems such as the digestive or respiratory system to maintain specific functions. It's like Russian dolls, where each level is integrated into a larger one.
Good night. My name is Santiago Huesca, and in this video, I'm going to briefly explain the topics about the pregnancy, addictions, and the obesity. So, to start with the pregnancy, it is quite simple. The pregnancy just happens when the sperm and the ovum combine each other's genetic material, or also called DNA, to form a new life. This process has a duration of 9 months to completely form the new human and to bring it back and to bring it to the earth. So this process, it has its variables. It can affect the way you eat. It can affect your baby. So during this process, you have to take care of yourself. You have to eat good. You have to eat healthy. You have to, if you can do exercise to be better during the pregnancy stage. And yeah, that's it. Then the addictions happen when someone tries an ingredient that it causes this type of. So the thing that you're consuming, it is the one that causes you to be addict to some type of material. Like we have some examples like sugar or nicotine that might make you addict to, for example, the cigarettes, or I don't know, like candies or like cakes, and that's what it causes, the addiction. And then we have the obesity, which is caused when the cells obtain more food that the ones that they can digest, making them fat cells and storing fat in our bodies naturally. And this leads to many health problems like fatigue, health-related diseases, and low self-esteem in the person that might see changes in itself with this, we can call it disease.
Hello, my name is Zara Gallardo and I'm going to talk about risk factors in adolescence. There are two types of risk factors that can cause health change. Infectious, which are caused by viruses and bacteria, and uninfectious, in which no pathogenic agents are involved. These factors are pregnancy, addictions, and obesity. According to the World Health Organization, complications during pregnancy and childbirth are the second cause of death worldwide for young women between 15 and 19 years old. So teenage pregnancy represents a health risk. This, in turn, may involve other types of risk factors in adolescent mothers, such as illegal abortions, child abuse, social rejection of the mother, school dropouts, and multiple problems of health for both the mother and her baby. Nowadays, addictions are considered as a brain disease, consisting of a neurobiological component and social affectation. When we take a drug, the body experiences a feeling of pleasure and profound sense of well-being. The culprit of a reward neurotransmitter called dopamine. When we take a drug, we artificially trigger this stimulus. This excessive dopamine flow causes changes in the brain, such as building tolerance of low sensation induced via reduction in pleasure receptors. Being addicted is not only a physical issue, but also involves social risks such as inflicting harm on others, violence, or crime due to the influence or withdrawal of addictions. By other way, obesity may lead to problems such as diabetes, heart disease, and hypertension, which are, by way, leading causes of death. In the book A Better Brain, Canadian neuroscientist Bonnie Kaplan and Julia Brooklight gather scientific evidence showing how a diet lacking in micronutrients influences the mental health of the population, especially when it comes to anxiety, irritability, explosive anger, and unstable moods, all of which are recognized as the new mental disorder or physiological illness of our age.